Get it together. Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. We're glad to have you with us this morning. Got a bunch of stuff to talk about. First, we're going to talk about kids and social media and this new bill that's been signed, what it actually does.
Didn't we talk about that yesterday?
Yeah, a little bit, but this is designed to protect kids. It's a little bit different. One of the things it does is make sure that content is displayed chronologically. So that's kind of interesting.
Okay.
Because in that case, kids could be less targeted, let's say, by those companies. So we're talking about that. We're also going to talk about the school bus stop arm cams. We did talk about that at 8, but not earlier this morning or yesterday. So stand by. We're going to join in our TV viewers. Hi, good morning, everybody. 5:13 on a Friday morning. Glad to have you with us as we break down a few more topics. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Glad to be here this morning.
Finally, you get a little bit of a break, right? Because that heat advisory is kind of done.
Yeah, the heat advisory is over. I could take off the red graphics and make them back to blue.
Perfect.
So
Love to hear that.
This morning. And yeah, it's going to be a warm and humid one, but not as hot as it has been the last few days.
I like the idea of blue graphics because it's cooling down a little. That's in my mind what we're doing.
It is too, in your mind and in reality. Yeah.
So a couple of things we're talking about this morning. Number one, Governor Hochul has signed 2 bills into law. We're going to talk about what they do with kids' data and social media. We're also going to talk about those stop arm cameras in Buffalo public school buses.
Okay.
They're designed to protect kids and stop drivers from, driving around. That's an important thing. And then we're also going to talk about spending in the summer. Probably a topic a lot of us need to think about. Is it going to be a spending summer or a saving summer?
Oh, interesting. Well, I guess we'll see how it plays out. Today's day 1 of summer.
So let us know what you're planning for this summer. But first, some of today's top stories. NYSEG being fined more than $11 million for failing to meet customer standards. Each year, the New York State Public Service Commission requires utility companies reach certain performance targets. If they don't, they have to pay financial penalties. National Grid says it missed one metric by just over 1%, which cost them over $1 million. NYSEG failed to meet 4 metrics, which cost them more than $11 million. Buffalo native Jessie Pegula is representing the United States at the 2024 Olympic Games in Paris. She's currently the 5th-ranked women's player in the world. Pegula joins volleyball player Matt Anderson and artistic swimmer Anita Alvarez as the Western New Yorkers representing the country. All right, very good. Oh, really quick. Can I just bring up Jeanette's comment? Because if you're watching this morning and you're watching the show, not just on Facebook, Jeanette says, hey, can we talk about how cute that cooler is that you got at Aldi? I'm definitely heading over there today. Okay, let me just get this thing really quick. Okay. I just did the price tracker.
Connected here too.
Yeah, I know. Make sure I don't get pulled. But anyways, I just did price tracker and I always try to find like extra little deals.
Yeah. Oh, you were talking about that.
So this is one that I found this week. It was $9.99 for this cooler, which I thought was a pretty good deal.
Good price.
And it's material on the outside. This is not an ad for Aldi. It's just something that I saw and I like to pass stuff along. It's plastic on the inside. Nice. Which I really like because sometimes they're material on the inside and then the water melts and all this stuff. So they came in a whole bunch of different patterns. I bought this one thinking I was going to give it to Paul. You guys, again, are going to be shocked. He still has yet to use it. It was still sitting on the counter. So that was weird. But maybe I'll take it for myself if he doesn't.
Was there a different color scheme you could have?
There were different color schemes. You'll be surprised that this was probably the one I thought he might use the most. There were a lot of really cute patterns. And I was like, I don't know that I see him using this. Who cares? It's a cooler. Does it keep your drink cold? Anyways.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, it's a great deal.
Welcome to a little section of our life here. So yeah, Jeanette, that's where I got it over at the Aldi on Sheridan Drive when I price tracked there. Okay, so a couple things we wanted to talk about. First, the kids and social media and these new bills. So the first thing it does, which I thought was kind of interesting, is it says if you're under the age of 18, you're going to start getting content displayed chronologically.
Okay.
And we were talking about that this morning. I said, what's the idea here? And the idea is that way, they're not keeping an eye on what you're watching. Technically, they're not storing your data. That's another part of this. So, like, it's not hooking you for hours in theory.
Okay.
Because you're getting different content.
You're not storing it. So, I did my hummingbird story, which I was very proud of. Hummingbirds.
Yes.
Let's talk about them. Now, every time I turn on the computer and you click on the internet, I get a story about hummingbirds. So apparently I'm not the only one who does them.
Right.
But it's interesting how they store the data and you look for something and do a little research on something and then boom, it's there forever. You're just bombarded by it. Yeah. So it's good that they're limiting that for the kids.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's something new. I think it's kind of interesting. And I do think that you can get inadvertently hooked on some of those videos, and especially kids can.
Oh yeah, you end up wasting a lot of time. It's like,
Mhm.
whoa, I thought it was 5 and now it's 6 and I've absolutely done nothing.
You can blow through easily half an hour to an hour, right?
Yeah.
So that's something that's new, and we have all
Okay.
that information on our website. Also, we talked about the school bus stop arm cameras, and I like this comment from David, who says, listen, let's try it. One car is too many to pass a stop school bus.
Absolutely.
100%. You know, when you see that happen, you just go,
I know. And you're like, really? Where? How much of a hurry? I'm going to see you at the next light. Like, you're that much in a hurry to get
Right.
around the school bus.
Mhm. I know it really can get kind of scary. I think, and you know, those school bus drivers do everything they can to try to keep the kids safe. So they're like watching the cars,
Yeah.
watching the arm go out, and then they usually give the little wave.
Yes.
But they have to assume these cars are going to stop. I mean, that's the rules of the road.
You would hope so. I mean, there's a big, giant red flashing stop sign,
Right.
and you see the kids getting off. So,
Mhm.
yeah, wait 10 seconds.
Now, the times that I think that people maybe, you know, people pay less attention. Let's be real. Sometimes when they're driving, they're looking at different things. And then I think sometimes when you've got one of those streets where you've got maybe 2 lanes on both sides,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's where it gets a little like you just need to pay extra attention then.
I know what you're saying. There.
Mhm.
And sometimes there's even like a center divider, and you're like,
Yeah,
what do I do here?
yeah,
But
exactly. But and so I do think you know, everybody needs to brush up on all the rules, but just like take care. Stop for the school buses. Stop for the kids. Don't be in such a hurry to go around.
I know.
Pamela says school bus stop arm cameras, good idea. Sad we have to go to those lengths to keep kids safe.
Yeah, you're right, Pam.
Melly says a lot of these buses no longer have aids, so she's hoping that these cameras stop people from blowing around buses.
Oh yeah, because sometimes the aides would get off and make sure that the kids get across. The street.
Yeah, right, exactly, to like go with them. Jeff says pass a stopped bus, mandatory suspension. Julie says the kids don't understand that people really drive maybe not the best until they really grow up and they get behind the wheel themselves. Because little kids, I mean, they're not paying attention to that kind of stuff, you know?
No,
They don't
yeah.
know.
Well, no, they're
It's-
hoping that the
and it's-
person behind the wheel is not going to run
it's
them
our
over. Yeah.
responsibility to
Yeah.
keep all of
Yeah.
them safe. So, anyways, that's happening in Buffalo, and then they're going to start giving out violations when the school year begins.
Okay, so
Yeah. So
September.
that'll be interesting. Yep. Okay. So let's see here. Oh, we have one more from Mary. I want to pull this up. If you can't follow basic driving laws, you shouldn't have a license. Our responsibility as adults in the situation to make sure the kids can safely cross without worrying about cars hitting us. Absolutely. Zeke says we've got to keep those kids safe as well. Linda says some people think if they're on a 4-lane road, they don't have to stop if the bus is on the other side. Right. And so that's what I kind of think that might be the case sometimes. Like you have to pay attention, you know? Okay. Let's talk about this survey too, because I think
Okay.
you guys are going to like this. And I know we're going to talk about this at 8:00. Consumers say they're planning to spend less this year on fun. Last year, Americans shelled out big bucks on movies. Taylor Swift and Beyonce concert
Oh,
tickets
yes,
are
yeah.
both listed because those are really
Okay.
expensive. And getaways. So now, on average, Americans say they're planning to reduce their monthly spending on eating out, entertainment, media, and vacations for this summer.
I guess if you spend all your money on Taylor and Beyonce look at that surfing, last summer, then yeah, maybe you're still paying off that credit card bill since those tickets are so expensive. So, I'm trying to think. Like we have a lot of stuff planned this summer.
Do you?
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Just like summer camp and
Summer camp,
we're
yep.
going to Placid,
Mm-hmm.
and then going to see Pearl Jam in Chicago.
Oh, that's your Taylor Swift.
That's my Taylor Swift. You're right. That is my Taylor Swift. It wasn't as expensive.
The
but
Pearl Jam of Aaron, or
when
the
you
Taylor
start
Swift of
factoring
Aaron.
in the hotels
Yeah.
and the plane, it gets up there.
Michael says he's planning to spend more on fun, less on rubbish. Okay, I like that.
Okay.
You know what? That's a really good thing. And by the way, Jeff Baker, I did see your comment before when he was talking about that cooler. He said, was it that good of a deal or did you feel like you just had to get it?
Kind of both, right?
Kind of both.
Yeah.
Well, it's a good deal, but we could use a little cooler that size. Julie says, listen, she's going to be able to afford her essentials this month. Jacqueline says she's planning to stay close to home, enjoy the pool in the yard. I kind of feel like during summer, I become a little bit of a homebody too.
Yeah.
I love summer in Western New York.
I do too. I thought, I know we grumble about the heat. I've been enjoying it. It's been nice. And I threw up today, 84. I think
Yeah.
it's like the perfect temperature.
Mhm.
So, we get the ride for Roswell tomorrow. It's going to get the bike ready,
Yeah.
get outside and just enjoy it. So
And we're lucky. We have like a waterfront too that we can go enjoy,
waterfront.
get down to a beach.
if you, want anything to do. There is something to do every single day in Western New York during the summer. There's concerts that are free, garden walks. There's so many different things.
All right. Well, Aaron's going to tell you what you can enjoy this weekend. The temperatures are going to be like as you go. That's going to be right after this break. Thanks for joining us. Yeah.